Hello, Captains. This is the Doctor. Looky what I got. I got me a Dorito chip. Literally, I have me one of them Lukari Doritos. So this is just a preview video. I wanted to show you all that I did complete the event for the anniversary, and I've got my Lukari science vessel. I'm very excited about this ship. Even though it is primarily geared toward a support role, there's a lot of healing abilities with this ship. It is still a fun ship to fly. I've been flying it for just a few days now, so not very long. I have not done a lot of stuff in it, but I have unlocked all 5 of the Starship masteries, and of course I've got the unique console on it. So I actually have it completely unlocked as far as, powers go that the ship supports. Why does it look this color, you may ask? Well, I have a unique shield on it right now that changes the visual appearance, obviously. This is the Terran Shield. I quite like the look of the Terran Shield, but if I took that off the visuals and go ahead and take that shield off, then that is what the ship naturally looks like, of course. You've seen it in game. There are a lot of people flying this ship right now. So that is pretty cool. I just wanted to make this video just to give you just a little bit of info on this ship and to show you what it is like in combat, since I do have geared out, although I don't know if this is the final build I'm going to go with. In fact, I know it's probably not the final build I'm going to go with, but for right now it works. I just want to put my shield back on because I really like the look with that Terran Shield. When you go underneath it, check that out. Isn't that cool? I think that's quite cool underneath it with that Terran Shield. Just makes it look very, very unique. So what I'm going to do in this preview video, this is not going to be a full review. I will do a full review in the future. This is just to show you a little bit about the ship. So the unique console that it comes with is this thing called Protomatter Field, and it's basically a huge shield regeneration and hull regeneration, and when you turn it on, you're basically going to be able to survive very, very, very intense battles. And if you increase that power with the trait on this ship, which is tied into one of 3 abilities, go to masteries here, it's called the Protomatter Capacitor. It's combined either, or I should say it's activated, either using an energy siphon, a charged particle burst, or a tachyon beam. That grants you a hull and shield regeneration as well. So if you really are in a lot of trouble as far as hull strength and shield go on your ship, you can hit both of the Protomatter field and get that huge benefit to your hull and shield there, but then also use one of your abilities that you've got assigned to that trait. I'm using tachyon beam, and benefit from another shield regeneration and hull regeneration. Basically, you can really stay alive easily with this ship. All of that, of course, is based on a support role, not necessarily doing damage or DPS to the enemy. This is also a friendly, so Protomatter Field will also heal all allies within 3 kilometers. So that's good for a lot of allies around you too. So those are the 2 kind of unique abilities of this ship. And then of course just whatever other set you put on this ship. Just for today, to show you, I am using the Temporal Defense Initiative set. I have the entire Temporal Defense Initiative set on here right now, and it's pretty packed out. I'm not going to go over all of this. I do have one new item on this ship that I've never had in the past, and I'm now going to have it on all my ships moving forward, and that is a plasmonic leech. Finally got one of them things on the Federation, so I am going to be using that now on my builds. So that will definitely help me do more damage as well. Anyway, let's take this thing into combat, and I will just show you a little bit about it. Let's jump into a Foley Red Alert. That'll be a little bit more intense. hopefully that'll go pretty quick. Maybe that'll fill up here a lot quicker than some of these other STFs. So there really isn't much else to say yet about this ship and the build. I'm going to, of course, go for the entire Lukari reputation eventually, and the Braden set as well. It came with this thing here called a Braden Reconnaissance Warp Core. Now that's part of the Braden stuff that you can get from the new featured episode of Signs and Portents. You have to get the Impulse Engine and all the other stuff. The deflector array, yeah, and the covariant shield array, and then that's called a Braden Reconnaissance Technologies set. So I don't have that whole set yet, but I will try that out. The other set to try out is, of course, the Lukari Restoration Initiative. Has its own set, completely different from the Braden set. So eventually, as you can see, I'm at tier 3 on that. So I am working on that reputation. So I want to try both of those sets out before I do a full review on this ship. I want to see which set is really best for this ship, because I just don't know yet. But so far, with the temporal set that I've been using, Temporal Defense Initiative, it's actually been pretty good.
Warning, ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Pretty much I can destroy anything in my path pretty quickly. And I haven't used the tachyon beam yet, but when I do that, that'll give me a healer. Here we go. Use the tachyon beam, and you'll see that my hull strength, well, it's not increasing, but if I were not in combat, it would be. There it goes. Now it's increasing. There we go. Do it again. Now it should get back up to 100.
Target's shields have failed.
Turn's pretty good. And I did not really need to use the protomatter field in that one, as you saw. Wasn't really taking a whole lot of damage there, so it was worked out just fine.
Warning. Ship
That
is
gives you a
under
little
attack.
preview of the ship in action there, in combat. While we're at it, let's just go ahead and do the Borg Red Alert, because in that one I'll probably take more damage, and I can show you what the protomatter field looks like. The effect of the protomatter field is actually really cool. The visual effect of it. So the two unique powers that I'll be using are the tachyon beam for the shield and hull heal, because that triggers the mastery, and then the protomatter field also triggers that hull and shield regen. So those are the two unique things to look for in this one as I do that. Everything else is really based on the reputation set I'm using and bridge officer powers. So those are the two unique abilities to the ship. Now, of course, once I get the Braden set, it's going to have its own set of abilities that I haven't used yet, so I'm looking forward to what that's all about. And then, of course, the Lukari Restoration Initiative also has its own set and its own unique powers that I haven't used yet. So that reputation set I'm looking forward to checking out. But of course I got a long way to go on that. Got to get up to tier 5, and I'm going to need a lot of those proto-matter things that you need to buy the gear with. You know how that goes.
Resistance is futile.
Got to collect a lot of those things. Okay. Borgy, Borgy, Borgy.
Warning. Ship.
Oh, my ship sometimes warps in weirdly like that. Well, that went down fast.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Well, that was easy. Let's go to another one.
Warning. Ship is under attack. Target's shields have failed.
Your defensive capabilities are unable to withstand us. Lower your shields and
Rear
elite
shield
assimilation.
failing. Right
Okay,
shield
see
failing.
how I'm taking a lot of damage
Left
now?
shield
I could
failing.
activate this, but I'm gonna wait till I'm like in really desperate need to use it.
Warning. Ship is under attack. 4 shields failing.
I don't know why the ship re-warps in like that. I think it's a bug. I've seen it in on other ships. Okay, now I'm taking a pretty fair amount of damage. I'll just enable that, and there you go. Now if I enable the tachyon beam along with it,
You will lower your shields and prepare to move.
you can see how that really helps. Look, my shields are back up now.
Target's shields have failed.
So you can see how both the healing of that ability and the healing of the other ability combined, like, totally almost restored my shields and my hull strength. I'm totally back up to
Resistance
normal now.
detected. Unimetric 0047. 10 of 10. Engaging now.
So that really does help.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Run this time for. Disarm your weapons. You will lower your shields and prepare to be boarded.
No problemo. So, that gives you an idea that even though this ship has a lot of healing abilities, I mean, it is definitely a support type of ship, definitely a ton of healing abilities, it can still do a lot of damage, you know, if you build it right. And, you know, still have an actual offensive role in an STF as well, which is what I was worried about with this ship. That was my main concern. I was like, at first I was so worried that it had so many restorative shield heals and hull heals that it wouldn't be an actual asset in terms of offensive ability. But you put it with the right set and it does. Now I'm not sure how that's going to fly when I do the Braden set and the Lukari restoration set, because those are definitely geared more for healing than my temporal set is. My temporal set at least has some very good temporal abilities that do damage. So anyway, that is where I'm at right now. I'm going to be working on those two sets for this ship. And after I get both sets and have time to play with them and figure out how they all work, then I'll do a full review on this ship. But for right now, consider me impressed. I like the looks of the ship. I like the way it pilots. I think that this will be a very fine starship in my bag of starships that I have here as far as science ship goes. Not a whole lot of complaints, except for maybe there's some redundancy with the starship trait combined with the console. A bit of redundancy there. Do you really need both to heal your hull and shield? Maybe one could have been something a little different. So that's probably my only concern there. Otherwise, so far it's been a fun ship to fly, and I think it looks really awesome. That's my preview, everybody. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of the Starship if you're flying it, or if you're looking forward to getting it when the event's over and all that stuff. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.